Welcome, folks. Brian Reid here, Horses Know the Way Home. Brenda Lee. It's a beautiful April morning in Rhode Island. And I'm here today to talk about Jennifer Oikel's Healing with Horse Collective Tele-Summit. And today's topic, we're going to have Drea Bergquist-Bowen, BCC, Heal, presents The Missing Link, empowering your facilitation skills by prioritizing the horse-facilitator relationship. Ways to co-create win-win-win interaction for the horse-client facilitator during EFPL sessions. That's a mouthful, I know. But we'll talk about essentially what that is. All right, Bren. So I was wondering if I was going to do this from back here. This is a perfect example. Drea talks about knowing yourself, knowing your intuitive skills, knowing your sensory skills, and your own as a facilitator. Because if you know your own, only to that level can you intuit and co-create with this incredible creature. The gifts of a horse will not be limited by the horse. It'll be limited by our relationships with ourselves. So first and foremost, we have to mind our own business. We have to work on our intuition, on our sensory awareness, so that we can connect with the intuition and sensory awareness of the horse, and then this relationship can benefit another human being that we are called upon to heal, to teach, to grow. I love what Drea had to say. And I thought, what's the question? Because when I'm with Brenda and I'm with other clients, it's not always maintaining connection, because when I'm in the flow, I'm in the flow. It's knowing when I become disconnected. When I'm with Brenda and somehow the topic that I'm talking about with a client, I disconnect, I leave, and the energy shifts from Brenda and I and the client to just client and I, and then Brenda is disconnected. So it's having that sensory awareness of knowing when I did that. When I was in the Air Force, I used to teach pilots the stresses of altitude. We would put them in giant vacuum chambers, and we would simulate going to altitude, what would happen if a decompression would happen. And what we would do is we would train aircrew members all of the sensory awareness occurrences that would happen when a airplane is depressurized and the partial pressure of oxygen decreased, and then you would suffer hypoxia. And hypoxia is another way of saying drunk. Oxygen can't get into the tissue because there's not enough. When you drink alcohol, the red blood cells coated can't absorb oxygen. But to have pilots write down their symptoms when that happens. So when I'm with Brenda and we're one and I'm with myself and it's connected, anybody who's been there knows it almost feels natural, as if like nothing, because it's just perfect. And when I'm with that and a client, I'm really not noticing anything because the magic is happening, the flow is happening. But to actually have the magic happen more consistently, more often, for the benefit of the client, it's my responsibility to be the steward of this relationship. And the steward of this relationship starts with me being the steward of this relationship. My intuition is my responsibility. My sensory awareness is my responsibility. And am I doing things to develop those skills? When I leave here today, I'm going to go to the gym. I know what I'm going to be doing. I'll be doing biceps and triceps today to work on those muscles. What do you do on a daily basis to work on this sensory awareness? Do you do meditations? Do you do mindfulness exercises? Do you pay attention to those things? And are you bringing that to the horse and expecting the horse to take care of that? So I know my body, my mind, my intuitions are my responsibility to bring to this relationship, which I've chosen to be the steward of, for the benefit of others. So knowing that, it's not knowing when it's happening, it's knowing when it doesn't happen. When do I leave? What does that feel like to me? So that when I've left, I go, oh, like a red light goes off. Oh, I just felt myself leaving. And can I get back in the flow? And knowing that even when I leave and I caught myself, I don't judge myself, because my judge myself disconnects myself even more. So Drea, I thank you so much for bringing so much attention to this equine-assisted everything for the benefit of other humans. Is the facilitator's responsibility within themselves to take full responsibility for the health of your gifts and the development of your gifts and this relationship, and then making sure that as I'm working with a client, Brenda's happiness, Brenda's health, the horse facilitator, their happiness, their health, their energy is actually in a way more important than the client's. Because if I'm not connected with me and I'm not connected with Brenda and I'm not paying attention to how well Brenda is connected with Brenda or the horse is connected with the horse, I don't really have much to offer the client. But if I can connect with me and Brenda's connected with her and I've taken responsibility for this, then we get to offer the gift of the horse and the consciousness of a horse and its ability to heal, its ability to move energies, remove block, remove resistances, and amplify energies to move towards what matters. That's the magic. And that's our responsibility of making sure that this relationship is first and foremost. And if we do that, then there's hope for the client. There's hope for the customer. There's hope for the student. Thank you again, Jennifer, putting this together. Again, I'm not even getting excited anymore. Now I'm looking forward to the content, the substance, and how I can put it into practice. Anybody here who's listening to this, you can get this recording for the next 48 hours, and you can get the remaining recordings, which I think there's 19 left, all for free, by going to horsesknowthewayhome.com/healing. Or you can buy the entire series for some ridiculously low price, which you could also find out at horsesknowthewayhome.com/healing, and listen to all 30 interviews. Today's with Drea's was phenomenal, about relationship with myself, relationship with my horse, and making sure that this is the most important thing in your horse facilitated work. What do you think, Bren? She agrees.